Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, is an umbrella term for three different lung diseases. This includes chronic asthma, emphysema, and chronic bronchitis. Each individual condition has its own symptoms and etiology, but the three are grouped because of their similarities. COPD results in a reduced ventilation capacity and increased ventilation exhaustion because of bronchial constriction and alveoli damage. This condition is incurable and worsens with time. COPD is separated into 4 stages depending on its severity. Stage 1, mild COPD. This is characterized by a mild decrease in lung function and is often undiagnosed. Stage 2, moderate COPD. Symptoms worsen and physical exertion results in a significant shortness of breath. Stage 3, severe COPD. Shortness of breath becomes regular and more severe, and exacerbations become regular and require acute treatments. Stage 4, very severe COPD. Daily tasks are extremely difficult, causing a significant reduction in quality of life. COPD exacerbations can be fatal. While there isn't one specific cause of COPD, smoking has been proven to significantly increase the risk of developing COPD, with the likelihood of developing COPD increasing with the amount of cigarettes smoked and the number of years spent smoking. COPD is caused by other forms of air pollution, including mechanical pollution from cars and machinery, chemicals used for cleaning, pesticides and construction, and in lower socio-economic communities, biomass fuels, which are used for cooking and heating. COPD is a significant cause of death in Australia, representing 4.4% of all deaths in people aged over 55, resulting in approximately 5,700 deaths each year. The median age of death due to COPD is 81, due to the extremely low rates of COPD in people aged under 55. Twice as many males die from COPD than females, but male deaths have halved in the last 30 years. Female mortality saw an increase in the 80s and 90s, but have since reduced. Rural, low socio-economic and Indigenous Australians have an increased mortality risk compared to the general populace. Because COPD is an umbrella term for multiple lung conditions, there are multiple pathophysiological pathways underlying the disease etiology. Emphysema involves a breakdown of the elastin and collagen within the alveoli and an excessive excretion of mucus from goblet cells. This causes hyperinflation of the alveoli and the destruction of alveoli, which leads to a significantly reduced surface area within the lungs. By reducing the surface area, Fick's law states that gas exchange will be reduced, and as a result, less oxygen enters the bloodstream per breath. Additionally, the destruction of the elastin and collagen, excessive mucus production, and the introduction of empty spaces because of the death of the alveoli can cause the lung to be more prone to collapsing, with tiny internal sections of the lung sticking together and not allowing air in. Furthermore, the excessive mucus results in a productive cough. This all results in individuals affected by emphysema to breathe more frequently and suffer from dyspnea. Chronic bronchitis involves an excess of mucus in the bronchi and an infection which causes inflammation and tenderness of the bronchi, which can spread to the bronchioles and alveoli. Chronic bronchitis starts with an excessive hyperplasia of submucosal glands and goblet cells, causing a significant overproduction of mucus. This excessive mucus erodes respiratory ciliary and stimulates an increase in chemotactic and pro-inflammatory cytokines. This results in a decreased capacity to remove debris and an increase in inflammation. This causes a constriction of the airways, allowing less air in and out. Additionally, the minimal air that can fit through the constricted airways is further restricted by the excessive mucus. These effects cause the decrease in ventilation and productive cough associated with chronic bronchitis. COPD is recognised by a shortness of breath, especially during exercise, and a persistent cough with sputum production. Chest tightness, wheezing and sleep apnea are also common symptoms of COPD. To be categorised as COPD instead of acute bronchitis or other respiratory diseases, symptoms have to be ongoing for a minimum of 3 months. COPD diagnosis is typically confirmed through spirometry. This is done by measuring the ratio of air breathed out in 1 second proportional to the total amount of air that can be exhaled. Chest X-rays and high-resolution computed tomography are useful tools to rule out lung cancer and better view the lungs. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease is a cruel condition that has to be managed daily because it cannot be cured. Many daily tasks and pleasures are worsened or made impossible by its restriction on ventilation.